Now, as we discussed, JVM is going to execute our Java code, but JVM is a machine. It's a machine, Java virtual machine. It cannot understand user language. So, but we can write only this. We cannot write machine code. Zeros and ones we cannot write. Okay. So our language is English. Okay. So which we have in the keyboard. So we can write Java keywords in English, but that cannot be understandable by the JVM. Okay. So to make it understandable by JVM, we know, for example, I don't know Hindi. I know only Telugu. Okay. So what someone can do, like who knows Hindi only. So we can use translator. So Hindi to Telugu we can convert. Like I can convey something in Hindi, sorry, in Telugu, that will be translated to the Hindi. That's what general concept we have, translation. Okay. So in the same way here, we can do translation, but technical term is compilation. Okay. Technical term is compilation. Compiler will do compilation. So along with the JDK installation, inside the JVM we'll be getting compiler also. It is going to convert the .java file into .class. The process is called compilation. Okay. The .java file will be converted into .class file. The process is called compilation. That will be done by compiler. Compiler will convert .java to .class. That is what exactly the compilation. Okay. Now, so we have Java C, file name.java. The way to compile, we have seen already. I'll repeat that again practically. So Java C for compiler, file name can be anything. So in our case, welcome. Okay, so .java. Simply for execution, Java space class. Okay, for execution. Okay, for execution. This is for compilation. Done. Now, so our Java file is available in this particular folder. I'm just selecting the path, going back to that, just typing CM to open the command line from that path. So only for first examples or 1 or 2 examples we'll be doing like this. Next examples will be going with the Eclipse. Now, here, if you can see, simply Java C the way to compile. Java C space welcome.java. So already .class file is there, but you can see the time when we, on Thursday we executed. That's why it is showing second one. But if I re-execute this, so recompile it, it is going to regenerate the .class file. When I say enter, you can see the time and date got updated because it is recompiled. Okay, so it is compiled and it is created again welcome.class file with updated if any changes we do. That's what exactly it is. And we have .class file. Simply we'll be going with a Java space class. Welcome. That's what we are getting out. So any Java file, the way to execute is this. But very important thing in this process, only compiler will come into picture. You can see the command also Java C for compiler. Compiler Java C welcome.java. It is going to compile our .java file into .class. Okay. Now, one more thing, Java space class. Okay, so this is the way to execute. So here JVM will not come into picture. At the time of execution only, JVM will come into the picture because it can understand only .class file, binary code, binary format or byte code. So that's why .java file will not be the input for the JVM. .class is the input for the JVM. And when I say Java space class name, the .class file will be loaded into JVM and it will execute the statements line by line by calling the main method. So you may have 1000 lines of code, but execution starts from main method. That is a blind rule which we need to remember. Okay. So execution starts from, I have 1 lakh lines of code, but execution starts from main method. Okay. So that's why main is mandatory to execute. So simply public static void main. Main is a predefined method. Okay. Which will be, the execution starts from here. Simply the parameters. And all we'll be discussing more about this parameters method, return type, and all these things. Simply, we are getting out. Okay. Like this. Okay. Okay. This is what exactly the thing, what we have seen. Now, I'll be going to the next thing. I'm sorry. Now here I'm getting into the thing again.
Okay.
Now, till now we have just seen the process of compilation and execution, the Java file, the dot class file, who will do the compilation, who will do the execution. These things majorly we have discussed.
We have discussed. Yes.
Now, if anything to repeat or any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll continue with the next.
Oh,
No doubts,
you
right?
can continue. No.
Yes. Perfect. Now I'll get into the new concept for today is the one by one Java concepts will start. Okay. So we
Okay.
have set up, we have installed everything. I mean related to Java to proceed. We have set up and we have seen the way to compile and execute. Basic understanding we have now. Let's start by using one by one concept. The
Okay.
first concept I'm getting into identifiers. And very
I
important
did.
thing is if you are good at Java, no, the Python also will become easy because the concepts are same. Only
Okay.
the syntax is going to be different. Okay. So variables
Okay.
concept is there, methods concept is there, object concept is there, exception handling is there, multi-threading is there. All these things will be there. Okay. But
Okay.
but
Okay.
the key thing is what we always need to concentrate on the syntax, language to
Syntax.
language differences. Okay. But the
Okay.
concept and all same. Only syntax based differences we have to. Okay. So if you are good at
Okay.
Java, concept wise, Python also same, but the syntax is different. Okay. So that is the
Okay.
key difference which we need to. And that's why one programming language is enough to upgrade others also. Fine.
Okay.
Let's get into identifiers. Now, simply, again, it is also, again, common concept, as I said, like it is common for .NET, PHP, JavaScript, Java, Python, everywhere it is common concept. Let's get
Okay.
into that. So what is identifier? What exactly we are going to do with this identifier? We are going to do. So identifiers is not as something, individual concept. It is common concept, which means any name in Java will call it as identifier.
Okay.
Any name in Java will call it as identifier. Okay,
Okay.
which means, for example, in our welcome file only, class name is there. That is also an identity. That is the identification for the class. For example, for you identification, name, Narendra. For me identification, Sandeep, name.
Sandeep. Yeah.
Like that, any name in Java will call it as identity. It can be class name, variable name,
Mm-hmm.
method name, okay, object name, okay. It can be anything. In our
Okay.
example, if you can see 1 class name, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
6 identifiers we have. Means this is predefined class name. This is also predefined class name,
Mm-hmm.
predefined object, predefined method, user defined class, like this. These are all identifiers. Okay.
Okay.
Any name in Java will call it as identifier. I want to define some identifier. For example, class, test. Here, test is an identifier. Simple. That much simple. Here, test is one identifier.
Okay.
Okay. So main is identifier. Args is identifier. Any name in Java will call it as identifier. And now, so when I say identifier, it can be any name. We can say as we discussed. The rules for identifier means can I take anything in the name? Okay. So can I take special symbols in the name? For example, there is a test. Can I take
Mm-hmm.
at the rate 1, 2, 3 like this? Is it allowed? Okay.
No.
These rules and regulations we have to do. Okay. It can be class name or in future method name, variable name, object name, any name. In Java, any name will call it as identifier. What are the rules for identifier? What are the
Okay.
allowed characters in the identifier? The allowed characters in identifiers means any name. It can be class name, method name, interface name, object name, anything which we are going to use.
Okay.
The allowed characters are small a to z, capital A to z, 0 to 9, and the only special symbols are allowed dollar symbol and underscore. That's if you are taking other than these any extra character, it will give compile time.
Okay.
Okay. The only allowed characters in Java is small a to z, capital A to z, 0 to 9, and dollar symbol and underscore. That's all. If you are taking any other thing except these characters, it will give compile time error. Means at the time of compilation, it will give you error. So for example,
Compile time
you tell
error.
me, means at the time of compilation, we are compiling, right?
Okay. Okay.
Here only we'll get error.
Okay.
Okay, we
Okay.
cannot execute when we have compile time. Okay, so error means some issue.
Yeah. 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 Got it.
Okay, now coming to the point. Here, if you can see, class test at the rate 1 to 3. Is it valid?
No.
Exactly. If I'm trying to take at the rate because it is not part of allowed characters, it will give error. Simple.
Okay. Got it.
Now, inside this, for example, I'm taking welcome 1 to 3. Okay. Now, is it valid?
Yeah.
Yes. For example, you observe this is also important key point. I'm just compiling again. Our file name is welcome. No change at all. Enter. Immediately, it will generate welcome 1 to 3 because this time class name is welcome 1 to 3. Correct. That's why with that class name only the file name will get generated again. The dot class file will get generated with your class name.
Mm.
It is okay. You can have. I mean, just to show you, I just compile. No change in the output and all. Again, the way to execute is what? With the class name only always. For execution, class name. For
Java
compilation,
space class name.
yeah. For compilation, we'll be using file
Java C space. Yeah.
file name. Okay. Like that. There is a difference, file name and class. Earlier
Yes. Yes.
we have both, but this time we have class name different, file name different. That's why.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this
Yes.
is also important. Okay. Now let's try by using welcome at the rate 1. I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome at the rate 1. Is it valid now?
No.
For example, I'm trying to compile it again. So when I say compilation, immediately we are getting error. See, it is highlighting error at the same now. Okay. At the rate
Okay.
symbol only it
Okay.
is
Okay.
highlighted.
Okay.
So invalid identifier expected. It is not a valid identifier. Okay, it is not a name. It is not a proper name in Java. It is not allowed.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what exactly is the thing.
Got it. Got
Now,
it.
so like that. I mean, so can I take underscore symbol here?
Yeah. We can take.
Yes, it is valid. Okay, I'm not showing only for the class. In future, any name. Okay, right now I'm showing for class, but in future it can be any. Now I'm just
Okay.
going to again welcome underscore 1 2 3. This is okay. We can take it. Now I'm compiling again. Up arrow and compilation, and it is compiled. Yes, you can see welcome underscore 1 2 3 got generated. And
Generate.
simply
Java space welcome.
welcome underscore 1 2 3. The class name is welcome underscore 1 2 3. No?
Oh yeah.
So always compilation will be doing by using the file name. Execution will be doing by using class.
Class.
You can see we are keeping the simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's all. This is what exactly the identifier parts. So nothing to worry about the notes. Whatever I have said, everything is already noted with possible examples. Also, I'll show you that also. Just
Okay.
So this is the most important file for you also, even especially for new learners. This is the most important file where I have written each and everything with the proper explanation. So immediately
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
uploading this into our GitHub. The link is already there with you.
Yes. Yes.
Just keeping it as day 2. Okay, let me make it as day 3 here. You're able to download these files, right?
I didn't look at that, but I
Okay,
can
fine.
see those files. I've opened them, but I did not
Okay.
try to download them.
What you do, I'm just sharing right away. Okay, you cannot see this link, right?
No,
You're not
in the
able to see the
chat.
chart.
No, no.
So do one thing, like don't do normally, just keep some separate folder, something like Java full stack, something. Okay, then click on this link, make it as a bookmark and go for it. Here, you can download particular file. For example, this language fundamentals only you want to download.
Mm.
Open that and there is a download option to download only particular file.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
At the end, what you can do, there is a code option here. Click on this, download as a zip. Entire files will get downloaded. So you do this one at the end, final day. But right
Okay.
now, so just click on that particular file and there you can find download option. So then you can download and you can go for it. Like, okay,
Okay. Okay.
like that you do. Fine. Now I'm getting into next thing as we discussed. So we are done with the identifier, but let me open that language fundamentals notes for you to understand. But you can see identifiers. First concept. A name in Java program is called identifier, which can be used for identification purpose. It can be a method name or variable name, class name, or label name. It can be anything. A name in Java, we'll call it as identifier. First.
Okay.
And so in this class example, you can see test is one identifier, main is one identifier, args is one identifier, x is one identifier, like this. These are all like
Mm.
identifiers. Okay.
Okay.
And rules for Java identifiers, which we have discussed. The only allowed characters in Java identifiers are small z, capital Z, 0 to 9, underscore,
Is
dollar
it
sign.
a dollar
Okay.
and underscore?
Yes. So like that, notes will be easy to read and understand and get the points. So and if we are
Okay.
using any character other than this, we'll get compiled. You can see examples also I've given. So this is invalid because hash is not. This is valid
Mm.
because underscore is okay, characters are okay. So and one more important thing, I forgot to tell you. That's why if you, I mean, even though if I miss one or two here and there, you can find everything here in the notes. Okay.
Okay.
That's why these notes are important. Now, if you can see, we can use digits in the identifier, right? Numbers.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We already used practically, we have seen that.
We have
So
seen
welcome
it.
on to
Yes.
something like that we did. It is okay to use numbers, but it is
Mm.
very important to know we can use numbers. It is valid, but we cannot start with the numbers. It is invalid in
Okay. Okay.
Java. That is also important because these kind of questions will be getting in the MCQ test. Okay, where we
Okay.
will not find out, red marks or error messages in the exam. Okay, so we have to remember all these points and based on that only we'll be able to score good. Okay, now
Okay.
here we can start with characters. We can use digits in the in between the in the string anywhere, but very important, we cannot start with the digit. That's the
Okay.
now you can say other things also. The key points already mentioned with examples, you can check with that, which are valid, which
Mhm.
are invalid, and all I have mentioned. You can see all together, which are valid, which are
Okay.
invalid. You can see valid, invalid. This is invalid because hash is there. You cannot start
Mm.
with that, is it invalid? So dollar symbol is okay. This is also valid because underscore and dollar allowed to use. At the rate is not allowed, invalid. Java to share, it is okay, valid. So like this. Okay, we have valid and invalid things also here. Based on that, we can use.
Okay.
Now, right. We are done. That's all about the identifiers. The
Okay.
length and I mean the other points are like there is no length particular. You can take whatever you want, but
Okay.
it is
Okay.
not
Okay.
going to be readable and not in proper format.
Mm-hmm.
Simply based on it, we'll be using like this. Simply we have here something welcome as a class. Done. So this is what simply identifies concept. Now
Okay.
I'm getting into variables concept. So here the next concept variables. And here only we'll be discussing about data types. So after this, we'll wind up for two. I mean, it will take some time. After completing this, we'll see practical example and we'll wind up for two. Now,
Okay. Okay.
to what exactly variables? So as of now, we have just revision what we have learned in the last
What
session.
we
After
have
that,
done is
after that, we have seen identifiers concept.
identifiers.
Now, the next concept I'm going with variables. And these things also different practical examples also we have seen by changing the class name on that. Okay.
Mm.
Now, coming to the next thing, variables. Okay. Variable is a name given to the memory location. Variable is the name given to the memory location. Simply, for example, the contact list is the best example in our mobiles. For example, so you have some contact number. I saved your name, something like Naren, something like that.
Mm.
So this is what actual thing. The number is the main thing for us. The contact number is the main thing actually to make calls or message something. The contact number is the
Yes.
main.
Yes. Mm.
Okay. For that, we used to give some name, contact number. Contact number is the main
Mm.
thing for us. Contact name is something like name given to that contact name. Okay.
Mm.
This is what variable in technical Java term. I
Okay.
want to perform addition of two names. For example, simply 12 plus 30. Okay.
Mm.
So I want to hold this information. I want to store somewhere. Then we have to go with the concept called variables. So variable is a name of memory location. Okay. For example, why we need this variable concept? For example, contact number, as I said, if you want to reuse it, if you want to message me or call me,
Mm.
you will search in the contact list Sandeep Java
Yeah.
trainer, something like that. For
True.
reusability, we'll be using this variables. For example, if I define some age, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay.
Mm.
Wherever I want, I can use this age way. This is what variable. Okay. I can print, I can use it somewhere, I can use it anywhere in the Java program. For reusability, generally we'll be going with this variables concept.
Okay.
That's the now coming to the next. I want to define a variable. There is a syntax to define the variable. Okay.
Okay.
The variable syntax is variable name. Before that, data type.
Data type and variable.
Sorry. Right. So the syntax for variable, I want to declare some variable. The syntax is data type, variable name equals to value.
Okay.
Okay, this is the syntax to define the variable. First of all, to understand this variable concept, okay, for defining something, we need to understand data type also because the data type is there in the variable syntax.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the name itself, we have what is data types means the kind of data which we are working, the kind of data which we are using. We need to define by using this data types. For example, consider your data. For example, you have, let's say you're working somewhere, then employee ID will be there,
Mm.
name will be there. Okay, contact number is there, gender is there. Okay, salary is there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what as a normal employee details what we used to have. As a normal person, Aadhaar number will be there, especially in India. Okay,
Mm.
contact number, bank account number. Okay, surname, last name, like different data we have. Consider our data. Here we have not everything same. Employee ID is, let's say, numeric data, numbers. Name is group of characters, something like this. Okay,
Okay.
group of characters. Contact again, numbers, something. Gender single character, let's say M for male. Salary, maybe like decimal values. If I ask like yearly package, something like 23.56, something like that, we used to say. Okay, so that kind of decimal values we used to have. Okay, like in our general data only, we have lots of different data. Numeric data we have, which is numbers. Character data we have. Okay, and decimal data we have, like this. To represent different kinds of data in Java or in other technologies also, we have different data types. Altogether, the data types are divided into two types. One is primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, primitive data types and non-primitive data types.
Okay.
Now, today's major concept is primitive data types. And here primitive data types are 8 data types. And non-primitive data types, I'm just directly writing the class name. Special classes, these are arrays. Okay, these are non-primitive data types. Okay,
Okay.
now, and when you can see the primitive data type, the main concept for us is now primitive data. So we have different kinds of data as a normal person. If you consider product, Amazon product, Flipkart product, product ID will be there, product name will be there, product quantity will be there, product description will be there, price will be there, different data, anything in the real world, there will be data for that. To represent different kinds of data, we have eight primitive data types in Java. They are byte, short, int, long. And easy to remember, I'll tell you how to remember. Float and double. And char and boolean. That's 8 primitive data types we have. And one of the key point is we know the keywords point. I mean, we didn't discuss each and every keyword, but we know keywords in Java 53. All the keywords in Java
Lowercase.
must be in lowercase. We know that. Out of 53, with this, we are going to complete 10 keywords. In 5 minutes, we are going to complete 10 keywords out of 53. I told you already, if we are good at 53 keywords, we are done with the core Java. That's why keywords are very important. Now, if you observe, all the 8 data types are keywords. Out of 53, 8 keywords related to data types. Okay.
Okay.
And 2 keywords related to Boolean, that I'll tell. But altogether, we are done with the 10 keywords now, practically. And we have seen class, public and all, but we don't know what are they. We didn't discuss about them. But first time we are discussing Java related keywords, 10 in one go. Very easy. Okay. So simply out of 53, 10 keywords are related to the data types only. Okay. So here already we have written 8, remaining 2 already. Why?
Okay.
I mean, to represent the data, why this many data types? For representing numeric data means numbers. Will be going with these 4 data types. For representing numeric data, will be going with this byte, short, int, long. And for representing decimal data, will be going with float and double. I'll tell you the differences again, but the possibilities what we have. And for representing single character, we'll be going with the character. Single character. Only one character is allowed with the char data. Boolean. For representing true false. Normal English words, true false. We'll be going with Boolean data. Like this. For representing Boolean data, we'll be going with true false. And means these 8 data types plus 2. 10 keywords we are done. Okay. I'll show you each and everything practical also. Now, let's understand the differences between. I mean, I have a number to represent. Why these 4 data types? Immediate question. Right? నాకు ఒక నెంబర్ ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేయాలి ఎందుకు ఈ 4 డేటా టైప్స్ దేనికి వాట్ ఈస్ ద నీడ్ ఆఫ్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ 4 yes We have our data in the form of numbers or numeric. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But if you consider in your data, what are the numbers we have means age we have, let's say employee ID, let's say contact number. Okay. Let's say Aadhaar number
Okay.
is also
Okay. Okay. Okay.
numbers
Okay. Okay.
completely, bank account number, right?
Mm.
So these are all, numeric data, but all are not having same prior, same size.
Yes.
Okay. For example, when I say age, particularly I'm saying age. Okay.
Okay.
Particularly I'm saying age. When I say age, maximum around us, we can say 80 age people, 90 age people. Nowadays, like all are gone, like, after Corona, 60, 70
Yes.
only the maximum
Yes.
limit,
Yes.
right? So basically, when I say age,
Mhm.
around us, we can say our grandparents like that. Maybe my grandmother is there like nearly 87, something like that. Okay.
Okay.
So like that, age is generally the value which will be less than 100 maximum cases.
Mm.
Let's consider
Most of the
overall
cases.
India, overall the world, maximum 110, 120 like that.
Okay.
Okay. That 120 also like world records again, right?
Mm.
So for representing age, which data type to choose? That is also very important. We
Okay.
can use byte, short, int, long, but which is best? That is also important to know. Okay. I'll tell you the points, then you conclude which one to choose. When I
Okay.
go, I mean, generally the memory will be calculated in bytes, right?
Bytes. Yes.
Okay. So for example, our daily notes, 3 KBTs. After,
Mm.
last day it will become 25 KB, 30 KB like that, because we'll be keep on writing. It is kilobytes.
Okay.
1024 KB is equals to 1 MB. 1024
Mm.
MB is equals to 1 GB.
1 GB.
1024 GB is equals to 1 TB, terabytes. So in our
Mm.
laptop also 1 TB, 2 TB like that we have, right? Hard disk and all
Yes. Yes.
like that. Generally, memory card also 128 GB, 256 like that we used to use. Altogether, the memory will be calculated in the bytes. If I define one variable, the variable syntax we already know. For example, I want to define the age. If
Mm.
I'm choosing byte, byte age is equals to the data type syntax using data type. Any one of these 8, I choose byte, variable
Okay.
name, age, the value. For example, 31, something.
Mm.
Okay, fine. This is a way to declare the variable in Java. Data type, variable name equals to value.
Equals to 1.
Okay, but when I declare the byte here, it is going to take internally the memory as 1 byte.
1 byte.
1 byte. Short will take 2 bytes. Okay, two
Okay.
bytes. Int will take 4 bytes. Long will take 8 bytes. Okay, 1 byte,
Okay.
2 bytes, 4
2 bytes.
bytes, and 8
4 bytes.
bytes.
8 bytes.
Byte, short, int long. All are for representing numbers only. And let me go with even these two also. I'm just defining the sizes. Float will take 4 bytes.
Okay.
Double will take 8 bytes. Okay, when I declare the double variable, byte variable, float variable, these are the sizes. Character will take
Okay.
2 bytes. Okay, and Boolean will take 1 bit. Okay, 1 bit means not even byte also. 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. Okay,
Okay.
1 byte is equals to 8 bits. So it will take only 1 bit just to store. True means internally it will treat as 1. 0 means it will treat as false. True, if I define as true, it internally consider it as 1. And if I define it as false, it is going to treat as 0 like that.
Okay.
Now, these are the 8 data types we have. Now, not only that, one more point also. If you have a value range in between minus 128 to plus 127, we have to go with the okay, minus
Okay.
128 to plus 127. I mean, if you have a value in between minus 128 to plus 127, go for this one. Okay.
Okay.
Now, short minus 32,768 to 32,767. If you have a value in between this range, we can go for short.
Okay.
Okay, so beyond this range, we cannot use. I told you the age. I don't think we can see the age people like 130 people in the world. The best option to go with this is I told you, because I can go with the long also. But what is the problem? It will take 8 bytes. If I go with the same age value with the byte, 1 byte is enough to represent the age, because the value range minus 128 to plus 126. Okay. The point is what? If I go with the 8, it will take, sorry, if I go with the long, it will take 8 bytes.
8 bytes.
Output also will come, no issues at all. But unnecessarily, we are wasting the 7 bytes. Okay. That's where it is important to go which data type to use. It is important to know which data type to use. Okay. So that's what exactly the thing. Now, byte short like that, and integer also. Okay, we don't require to remember ranges and all, but at least memories we need to remember. Now, if you can see, minus 214 crores, 74 lakhs, 83,648 to 647. Like this. So this is the range of int. This is the range of like that we have. Okay.
Okay.
Now, one more thing. Like that long also we have. Long is like huge values. For example, I want to save the memory. I want to save the memory. For Aadhaar number also, I want to go with the byte. Is it possible to store Aadhaar number in the byte data type? No, right?
No.
The Aadhaar number is 12 digit.
Yes.
But the value range of byte is minus 128 to plus 127. We cannot store. Indian contact number, we cannot store. So int is there. 10 digits only. But we can Indian contact number we cannot store. You know, Indian contact number 7 series, 8 series, 9 series like that. 10 digit, but 8, 7, 9 series. But here 10 digit only, but 2 series. So we don't have Indian contact numbers like that. For representing Indian contact numbers, Aadhaar number, bank account number, this kind of data, we don't have option. We have to go with the long. For lengthy values, we have to go with the long.
Okay.
The range will be calculated like this. Minus 2 to the power of 64 minus 1, sorry, 64 to 2 to the power of 64 minus 1 to the power of 64 minus 1. I mean, that much huge number it is. That's why we cannot write. We can remember like this. Okay. This is what exactly the numeric data types what we have. Byte short int long. We have the data types for representing number. Okay. Now we have decimal data. Okay. So it depends on the value range. It depends on the value. You can choose particular data. Okay.
Okay.
Decimal data. You have decimal values. Okay. Then you can go for either float or double. Again, immediate question, what is the difference? Float will take 4 bytes. Double will take 8 bytes. Memory wise, there is a difference. And when I say decimal value, for example, 23.43 to something like this. Okay. If it is float, no, it is mandatory to use F character. In the representation of decimal, if you want to use float, it is mandatory to use F. Okay. And when I go with the float, no, after dot, means after dot, decimal places. The only allowed decimal places are 4 to 5. Sorry, 5 to 6 decimal places are. Okay, 5 to 6 decimal places only allowed. If you are taking more than that, it will give error.
Okay.
I mean, it will not give error. It will ignore the remaining values. Means I have taken this much length, but it will not consider everything. Maximum 5 to 6 decimal place only it will have.
Okay.
Okay. The remaining values will be ignored. Like that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, but if I go with the double, no, after decimal place, the dot after dot, you know, it will allow 14 to 15 decimal places. That is the difference. Okay. So yes, in some cases, decimal places we can ignore, but especially in chemical calculations, okay, mathematical calculations, we require these decimal places also. At that time, double is going to be helpful for us.
Helpful. Okay.
Like that. Now, the next thing, character. If you want to represent single character, okay, cat, gender, male, something. Not more than one character. Only one character is allowed to represent.
Okay.
Like this. If you want to represent one character, we'll go with this particular character. Boolean. For representing true false, it will take only one bit as we discussed. These are the 8 data types what we have. Based on our need, we can use any one of these data types. Based on the value, we will be going.
Okay. Okay.
That's all. These are the 8 data types, which are primitive data types. Pie chart int long for representing numeric data, float and double for
Decimal
representing
places.
decimal places, character for representing single character. For representing true false, we'll be going with the boolean.
Boolean. Okay.
This is what exactly the. Okay. I'm just going with the Java file. Here I want to define the variable. You know how to define. Let's say I'm defining multiple variables here. Character, gender, right? Only single character. It must be inside the single quotes.
Okay.
Character representation must be in the single quotes. And inside the method I'm defining it. Right? Inside the main method. Okay. Outside also we can define, but that difference is added. Byte data. For example, age I'm saying 120. Fine. If I'm taking 128, is it valid? The range of byte is what?
127, right? Okay.
But if I'm taking 128,
It's
not
not
allowed. It
valid.
will give error because it is not allowed here. It will give compile time error. Okay.
Okay.
Maximum 127 only allowed. It depends on the value. You can choose it, whichever.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now, like that, I'll go with the long, something like contact. I'll choose something like this. Okay, this is long. Okay, and I'll go with the float something like salary, something like that, equals to variable names also like this. So is it mandatory to take gender only? No, A also I can take. But who will understand A? If I say that is gender, everyone can understand. It means the gender of a person.
Yes.
Age, by reading it, we can understand. But
Mm.
can I take anything here? Yes. Okay. So this is also identifier. We already discussed the rules and regulations for identity. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. Salary, float, right? Simply 23.54, something like that. If I'm taking like this. Okay. Even though you're taking more, it is mandatory to use F character for float. Okay. Double. Finally, different types I'm trying to cover here. Double, something like result, something like that. I'm using anything. It can be anything. So better I'll just go with the same value. Then we can understand the difference. For double, we are not required to use any character. If F is not there, it will treat as double. And finally, I'm just going with the Boolean. Boolean value is equals to true is also one key. Right. I want to print these values. Simply in the printing statement, we already have the welcome to Java. Like that, we can print other printing statement also we can do. Simply what I'm doing, I'll just print a gender directly I'm accessing. For concatenation means gender and that string concatenation. For combining, we are just using plus symbol. Okay.
Okay.
Age, like this, because multiple we have no. I'm just printing like that. Salary. So we have to use this plus symbols in between the strings. Again, salary and contact also we have. Salary, you can see that is a float value. Even though we are taking many, it will allow maximum 5 to 6 decimal places. But finally, I'll go with the result. So I mean, I'm just defining, I'm just printing everything. I'm not doing any special operations here. And finally, I just saved it. I'm just compiling it. Java C welcome.java. Okay, for long, L is mandatory. Forgot to tell you. It is giving error because of that. So Java C welcome.java compiled successfully. Updated.java welcome.java class will get generated. Java space welcome and execution unit compilation and execution. And you can see the output. Line number 11 we are getting as output, and gender male, age 127, salary. Did you observe? We have taken multiple, but it is allowing maximum 6.
Yeah.
So it is giving 5 because rounding value. Nearest value it will consider, it will round the value. But if you can see the double, it is taking everything. The decimal place, everything is taking. So that's the point. Like that, it will be taken. Okay. Got it, no?
Got it.
That's this is what exactly variables we have not done completely. Data types we are done, primitive data types with the differences. Whatever I have told you know related to data types. If you scroll down in the language fundamentals notes, you can see byte, range, the explanation, short, the range, the explanation, int, the size and the range, and the examples, which are valid, which are invalid, long, the range and the explanation, floating, okay, the examples and the range and all, double data type, everything, boolean, okay, each and everything you can see. So data type summary also, byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char, the sizes, and remaining this wrapper class and all we'll discuss later. But we have just done with the data types and variables partially, not completely, partially we have come. Clear? Huh?
Clear.
I'm just making this example as variables X. Okay. I'll just save this example as variables. Already demo example you already have. Welcome example. This I just converted into that. So just updating the updates file. We are winding up now. We are done with this. We're done with the data types also. Thanks. Okay. Assignments tomorrow. From tomorrow we'll be doing the assignments. So updates, daily notes, language fundamentals we already uploaded. Just uploading into GitHub. Same link. The daily notes will get updated. You do not upload again. Existing notes only it will get updated.
It will be updated.
So I'm just saying day 3. The link is there in the WhatsApp also. You can check it. Okay, you can see daily notes update. Okay, updates file also update. Okay. Variables X welcome.java language fundamentals. You can find everything in the GitHub.
Okay.
All good, right?
Yeah, all good too.
You can check with this variables example and revise the concept. And tomorrow we'll be starting with the Eclipse also. Editor also will be used. Okay. Okay. Bye. So bro. If no doubts, we can wind up for today. Yeah. Okay. Bye, bro. Yeah, bye now.